Day 2 Ukraine Action Summit in Washington, D.C. And yeah, I mean, it was great. But, I mean, wow, what a day. Representative Congressman Tim Burchett's office was so rude, unbelievable. You would think that I work for him. He doesn't work for me. Of course, I'm very passionate about Ukraine. And when I tried to express that, he was being so rude at the beginning to the Ukrainian Americans that were in his office. And then that just set me off. And the fact that he's been repeating Russian propaganda probably didn't sit well either. But when I tried to explain, that people with amputations, he's like, oh, we've just been wasting money, sending money to Ukraine. What have you done with it? And I'm like, I tell you what they've done with it. They fought with the hearts of lions and people missing limbs. As soon as they're recuperated, go back to the front to fight some more. Burchett, that's what they've done with the money. Burchett's never even been to Ukraine or served in the military. What a cowardly act and so rude. He was just so unbelievably rude today. Every time I hear his name or see his face on TV, I'll always think of this meeting and think, that's the real Tim Burchett. Don't let the good old boy act fool you. I'm not sure what his situation is, but he does not appreciate bravery, ethics. He doesn't seem to have a moral compass. And today he showed his face and it was not pretty. I hope Tennesseans will be able to see through that and see who the real Tim Burchett is. But he was just so extraordinarily rude. It was very off-putting. The second thing is, tonight, I'm pretty sure I was approached by no less than 3 potential Russian spies. One guy who claimed he was in the Proud Boys, and he showed me an article that he was in the Proud Boys, participated in January 6th, but was reformed. Perhaps he's for real. We'll find out. But wow. Whoa. And then a Belarusian and a Russian who were peddling some soft propaganda, which is very obvious. It's not obvious. They can't be obvious in a forum like that with a bunch of Ukrainians and Ukrainian supporters. So the essential message is that, both sides, Biden's making money, doesn't want to win because everybody's making money. And it's just like, I said, hey, that's Russian propaganda. And she exploded and said, you're a yellow dog Democrat, and ran off stormed off. And I'm like, what is a yellow dog Democrat? That's some crazy BS that somebody doing some research on the political situation in the U.S. read up on. And I'm like, that's weird. And then the Belarusian, who I'd met the night before, and I love Belarus. I've met so many Belarusians whose heart is in the right place, and I thought she was, but man, she was just spouting some really ignorant, racist stuff that I was just like, serfdom is not the same as slavery in the United States. And what you went through is not the same as the genocide of Native Americans. Like, every bad experience is a different bad experience. And, trying to be polite, just assuming it was just general ignorance. And then tonight she was with the Russian lady, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And she's like, you should be president. Biden's too old or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you, stupid? Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, man, if they're not Russian spies, they're incredibly crude and ignorant people. But I believe they're Russian spies. And I know it sounds like paranoia, man, but this is how it happens. Of course, they're going to come to the Ukraine Action Summit in Washington, D.C., the week that this stuff is happening. Of course, they're going to try to infiltrate. Of course, I don't think they targeted me. I think we were just there. I also overheard another person talking, similar talking points just in the background. And I didn't say anything because I was just like, well, that's weird. Why would someone come here and say what this person is saying behind me in line? So I don't think they're targeting me. They're just targeting people in general, trying to soften it up. And so we have to really get more sophisticated on this stuff and understand, whether it's Tim Burchett, whether he meant to or not, I don't think he does, but he is repeating Russian propaganda. No matter who it is, it's there. It's meant to divide us, to polarize us, to get us off point, to basically confuse us, to understand what right and wrong is, and to demoralize us. And I'm so happy I'm finally getting smarter about it and trying to figure out what I can do about it. But it's wild. It's wild. And it's not fun. I'm not digging it, but what are you going to do?